Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Now, are you interested about migration and visa and all the updated news in Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the insight and updates, you shall be the first one getting all. Okay, now this morning we received update information from the state of Victoria in regards to the state nomination, that including the business investment visa and also the skill visa that a lot of people want to know about. So today I won't waste too much time. Let's dig into it and see what is coming up. So basically, as we can see, the news here that's stated from the state of Victoria is basically saying that 2 weeks later, now today is 21st of December, yes, correct. Now the news is saying that 2 weeks later today, 4th of January, the state nomination of Victoria shall be opened, and it's both open for business investment visa and a skill. So let's go into this business innovation investment program, BIIP, so-called BIIP program, and let's see what they offer. So Victoria says today, published as a news at 10 a.m. today, basically saying that they are open for all the 188 visa, all the categories, and also the 132. Now bear in mind, July 1st, 2021, 132 will officially be history. So if you are looking to actually lodge 132 visa, make sure you do it in the upcoming 6 months. So once that expired, you no longer can access to that. So the Commonwealth Department of Home Affairs has allocated Victoria government another 1,350 visa nomination places in addition to the 400 previously for interim, basically because the COVID issue in Victoria. Victoria has received extra numbers of placements to actually assist the economy recovery there. And now our total number of places of business innovation and investment program BIIP is 1,750 for 2020 and 21. So that's not too bad. Now, it basically says it will open on the 4th of January, which is going to be a Monday, next Monday, right after the Christmas and New Year holiday seasons. And then the criteria here now is basically to create new jobs, so or help the economy. That's pretty obvious. None of the BIIP visas will not create job. It will basically create something. Boost innovation strategy. So they'll focus on digital technology, advanced manufacturing, health and life science, agri-food, new energy, emission reduction, circular economy, and priority precinct. And number three, generate a forward-looking business utilizing their qualification in STEM. So again, most of these will be focused on technology. Now, I'm not too sure how the other investment, the investor stream, how that will work. But anyway, let's dig into the detail. As you can see at the top right here, from the website, actually blocked myself. As you can see, it's currently closed. On the right top, the orange bar, you can see that it's currently closed. But anyway, that's not what we are focusing now. We're focusing on what is coming up on the 4th of January. So basically, all of the application will be open. Now, I'm not going to go in every one of them because they'll stay about the same. There's no much of differences there. As long as the passing the criteria, now they will require furthermore stuff. You must have completed at least one of the following. Oh, well, that's a little bit different. Now let's go into that then. You need to be at a STEM qualification or master or business admin and at least 3 years of experience. So that's a hard part because 1AA generally are for small business owner and entrepreneur, but now looks like they are leveraging the the actual criteria harder, and if you do not have visa education, you have to prove that you have at least 3 years experience in the technology sector, which we have mentioned all those, and the proposed business activity again has to be in those areas. But I think that the nitty gritty, the criteria will come out later on the 4th of January. So let's go into that now. Export business activity, the export value of Victorian goods and services. You can still do that. But again, you need to prove the benefit for these to meet the criteria there. Employee, now you need to be no less than 2, and it has to be 2 years, as you can see there. So this is for 1AA. Now, if we go into, oops, let me go back. Let's see 1AA, the investor stream, how that will look like. It's still making a designated investment of 1.5 million. Any addition, another. I think this stays the same. It stays the same. Addition 500,000. The investment must be held no less than 24 consecutive. So now 2 years of $500,000 investment. The investment must direct into. Now you no longer. Previously, the 500,000 can be in property. They no longer promote that. You need to put into their own fund, which is gonna be a venture capital or private equity. So obviously risk will be involved, and the money will actually be utilized in the technology precinct. So no longer a property will be used. Restriction on purchase Victorian designated investment bonds sanctioned against countries. Whoa, what is this about? The Australian government imposed sanctions against some countries restrict commercial activity. If you're a nation of those, okay, that's we'll go into that detail later on. For an update on information sanction country, please visit. Okay, I'll open it up and have a look. Ownership and bond swapping visa role for your spouse. If you decide to swap role, so that it become primary, this may not be possible if the bond were not held jointly by you and your spouse. Okay, so make sure that the bond is lodged jointly with a joint name. Please take that in consideration. And I'm not going to go into detailed procedures now. Let's look into the sanction regime. Okay, let's have a look at this one. And this is actually very, very new. Let me magnify that a bit so you can see that there. Okay, now it will be as you can see there, there's Mali, Somalia, Sudan, Taliban, Yemen, Iraq, North Korea, Iran, Libya, Myanmar, Russia, Zimbabwe. Okay, so those are the regimes there at this point of time. So if they included more, obviously you can't do it. Anyhow, let's go into the significant and the entrepreneur. I think that's stays the same because they have $5 million. Now 132 is another good part. Let's go in there and have a look. So 132, I think there's a stay. Most of them will be the same. Business now. You must undertake this activity will provide exceptional economic benefit to Victoria. Factor taken, introduce new technology, job creation, expanding exports, introduce new skill, increasing competitiveness, import replacements, particular industry sector involvement, geographic location of business, alignment of business, Victoria priority precinct, and the business Victorian business activity strategic sector. Again, it's all the technology sector, so they want you to invest into those sector. Property development. If you're a proposed business activity related to property development, you must meet the following additional requirements. You must have relevant qualification and experience. So if you're not an architect or engineer or any extensive relevant experience, you may not be able to do that. And the minimum requirement is 2 million. That's not bad. Does not include land purchase. So I don't think that's too hard, because if you don't do land development, 2 million certainly is too little to actually do that. Activity must not be small scale. That's pretty obvious. Business management, capital investments, $2 million must be transferred. Business proposal, that will stay the same. Now, you must employ at least 5. Now, that's hard. 5 employees in your main business, a minimum of 12 consecutive month in median preceding a monitoring period. This occurred 24 months. So you need to have 5. Now that's a hard bit. That's gonna be striking a lot of interest out. Okay, monitoring business talent. So that will stay the same. So the government will come once you get the PR. Government will come back and check out whether you have done what you have planned it and agreed to do. Now with the 132B, let's check it out. What is the differences? Again, that's gonna go into digital technology, and that's pretty sure, because if you go to VC, venture capital, that will basically involve all the technology part. Create and retain employment, which is innovative. Sufficient fund, that's pretty sure. You need to have sufficient fund. Be an eligible business, must be high risk. Okay, so obviously VC provide high risk type of business, or innovative business are generally more higher risk. Be engaged with a unique innovative product, have a potential to make substantial benefit to Victoria economy. Must involve early phase startup, that's pretty sure, because VC does do that too. Expect the applicant must have a background area where the venture capital fund is sought, and that's pretty obvious. You can't, no one will actually have no background and actually become a VC funder or a VC establisher. Okay, a founder of the product of a new innovative business ideas. Must be person enter into a legally enforcing agreement. That's pretty sure, and business plan. So that's pretty obvious. Now let's jump into the most important. A lot of people are likely to have interest with. It's the skill visa. So subclass 190 and 491. Okay. Now I don't know why it opens 1 day later than the business innovative, the big program, the investment people. But anyhow, 1 day is not really any of the difference. So let's read on. So the full 2020-21 skill nomination visa subclasses 190 and 491 will reopen, like the interim program. So what they're saying is they are focusing on the health response and the economic recovery. So they will put those priority occupation in the first place. So the additional nomination here will be 1,900. So in total 2,500, and the 843. Now that's not many, I believe. That's not many. But anyhow, there's pretty obvious opportunity there. So there is even a chart showing how this will work. I'm pretty sure if you're already doing an EOI, you would have known this anyhow. Let's just let me do that there. So obviously, make an EOI, submit your registration, skill assessments, and you also need to submit in conjunction of EOI, you also need to submit an application to Victoria. It's a different procedure than New South Wales and Queensland. New South Wales will invite you and then you submit your application. Now Victoria would like you to have EOI and also submit another application with Victorian government. So you have to do it consistently or concurrently of the two, Victoria application and EOI. Submission window, we will now be accepting ROI. Okay, that's what I'm saying. ROI is the Victorian's application there. So 491, can you see that there? Okay, let me magnify a bit. Here we go. Okay, that's much more clear. I was going to show the diagram anyhow. Now the subclass 491, you need to show that you've already been living in regional Victoria. Now 190, obviously living in Victoria, already been working in regional Victoria for a minimum of 3 months. Okay, and for the city people in Melbourne, 6 month minimum. Working highly skilled occupation in health, medical, life science, agri-food, digital sector, support Victorian economy, and 190 working high school. Again, they prefer the medical people than all the other like accountants or all the other type of architect or lawyers. They'll prefer these ones. Now let's jump into the nitty gritty here. Um, Again, this is all the background of 491 visa. I'm not going to go through that. You can find that in my previous video. I just wanted to find out where there is any differences here. You're required to have IELTS 6. That's pretty obvious. Residency, again, you need to show that you have been working there. And you need to provide these documents to show your residency and you've been working in 3 months. Employment norm and occupation has to be those one. They will prefer those one in the medical and the agri and the digital sector. So accountant won't be likely to be there. International student, graduate, or PhD applicant who meet eligibility of criteria also be encouraged to apply. So they will love this PhD graduate, but PhD graduate also has another path for GTI. Pretty obvious, and you show your skill assessment. You need to have money. That's pretty obvious. Genuine intention to live and work, and decoration, and CV. So that's pretty same as before, but they just focus on a certain area of occupation. Now 190, I assume they will be the same, but the residency has to be 6 months in Victoria. Again, employment, they prefer international student with PhD applicant meet requirement, encouraged to apply. And they love nurse. Now, if you're a nurse, please know we will only be nominating applicant in the following nursing occupation. So, if you're a nurse, they only want midwife, the aged care type of nurse, critical care, emergency nurse, mental health nurse, and also perioperative nurse, registered nurse. So these one will be the only focus one. You need to provide evidence of work following signed copy of 6-month pay slip, blah blah blah. Skill assessment, that's pretty obvious. All the down here is the same. So it looks like Victoria is for skill assessment, for skill type of visas. They will love the agri one, the digital tech, and also the medical will prefer these one. Or the other one, I cannot say they have no opportunity, but you can put in there. But you will not be the prioritized occupation to actually be accepted. Anyhow, that's for our update today for Victorian's state nomination. Should you have more query and questions, more than welcome to discuss that right down below in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell. So once we have all the updates, you'll be the first one getting it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.